Santa Barbara Teen Sports listeners. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. We welcome you all to join us
every single Tuesday,
9 a.m. right after the news. This is the whole hour of Santa Barbara Teen Sport. Oh, this is the whole hour. What are we talking about here? It's athletes and all the people in the business that support those darn athletes. That's what it is. You know what it is? I got hacked, D, I'm still in hack mode. Okay, when everybody in this room says, "Oh, you've been hacked," and I've been here for 2 days. Okay, helping my. You know what I did? I used it as a fundraising opportunity, Dr. D.
I could have sworn you were in the Philippines.
I know exactly. He calls me and he goes, "I went to the embassy." Okay, and guess what? They don't want you back, right? They said they don't want Erica back. Can you help? I mean, how could you not go? I lost my passport. I got mugged. I lost my passport.
I was going to send you Krugels.
I know, and then of course I've got Dr. Energy over here. She goes, "I wanted to go to the embassy, Erica, but Dr. D is right. They didn't want you back."
And I did send the money.
Yeah, did you? I'll pound it right here. I'll get it back for you.
Damn right.
I'm deductible though. You can write it off your taxes for next year.
That's true.
Because we're past the taxes
to a
now.
Nigerian bank.
Very impressed. It's so sad. You know what's the sad thing is? Because don't laugh at me. I have the AOL. Okay, whatever. All right, and I know, and I had it forever, and I've got a lot of older clients, and they were scared. The best one ever was I coached many years at Boys Club in United Boys Club and at St. Raphael's, and the best, most touching, I guess, is the team that I coached, and my son's 23 now. When he was in 7th grade, I had this rock star team, and one of the moms called me, and she really bought it, and then my son, the daughter actually had a little crush on my son, in 7th grade. She found my son's phone and called him and was upset. I mean, that something happened to me. I was, something, I canceled my therapy that week. Dr. Energy knows. I said, I go to somebody please love me. Yeah. And I really felt loved that week because everybody was calling me concerned. Then when they found out I was hacked, they were like, "Oh, I wish you were, I wish it was true." Some of those calls, but that's okay.
I'm waiting to get the email saying that I'm trapped in the Philippines or someplace. Would I send me some money?
Oh, yeah. I like it.
I actually wrote the guy back.
Oh, did you?
Jewish guilt. It was terrific. I wrote him back. I said, "Does your mother know what you're doing?
Oh.
And would she be proud of the son that she bore with 18 hours of labor?"
Oh, wow.
I did.
That was
I have no idea. Maybe Erica got that. I don't know.
I know exactly. No, the best one was Dominique, man. She was so mad because she had to unhack me. So she was the one that had to come to the house and clean the system and do everything you have to do. And that takes like 12, 14 hours.
Does it really?
Yeah, it's a process. So you don't want it to happen to you. But then what she did is she did the fire ceremony. So I feel bad for that person too because she went on the other side. Because she
went on the dark side.
Yeah, well, she had that heart attack and she came back.
Don't listen to this, children.
Yeah. So she has the fire ceremony. She goes, "Nobody does this to one of my friends." March. No, she really did.
Yeah.
It was
now the guy in Nigeria's got heartburn.
Yeah.
He's hot.
What I'm getting in my emails now is from the postmaster and non-deliverable mail, and I'll open up the email to see who it was that I supposedly sent an email to, who I've never heard of before.
Yeah,
delete,
that's not good.
Delete.
That's good that you do that.
Oh my God, it's unbelievable.
But see, the thing is, what if you by accident hit, you just made a mistake. You hit accept, and then all of a sudden you see everything melting in front of you with a big skeleton.
Well,
I'm just saying, I watch TV.
I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight.
I'm just like, oh.
All I can say is, I'm just glad you're okay and you made it home safe.
I love it, everybody on Teen Sports Radio. Yeah! Hey, let's take a second out and thank some new participants of the Old Town Roundup. We've got Pete at Galita Barbers. Woo! Joanne Stoltz, Caldwell Banker.
Yeah.
Alejandro, Galita Jewelry Mart. Lisa, She actually gave us 2 boxes, okay, because she owns EuropeanSunTanning.com. Okay. We've got Jerry at Portofino. We've got Magnolia Barbershop, Min's, Lee's Nails, and Vin's Galita Sushi.
Right.
Thank you all. They're all supporting the downtown roundup. It's awesome. It's like a no-brainer. I'm welcomed. It's a nice feeling. Galita's a very unified city. I love it. Hey, let's get to the co-hosts. We've got Dr. Jessie Carroll. How you doing?
Hi, Erica.
Hey, sweetie.
I'm so glad you're okay.
I'm fine.
I was worried.
Do you know Dr. May Chandler called Dominique and wanted to know what was
Oh my God.
Because I had said I was going out of town. You know what I mean? It's
Right?
like, oh my God.
I just like that when I call you, the first thing you said when you answered the phone was, "No, I'm not in Manila."
The thriller is in Manila, baby. To your left, Dr. Scott Noble. Woo!
Hey, Erica.
Scott. Good. How you doing?
Oh, it's great to be back here.
Yeah?
Yeah, we're
Be
doing
missing
good.
you.
Oh, I've been missing you back.
Yeah? All good?
All's
a big
good.
we got a big show today.
Yeah, we've got some
All right,
fun
so we're
things
going to get
talk
to
about.
break, but I can't get to break without getting to Dr. Energy.
Woo-hoo!
Terrie Cooper.
Terrie Cooper.
Marriage and family therapist. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but you're also like a reverend.
I am.
Yeah, in case anybody wants to get... marriage is a good thing today. A lot of people aren't getting married.
Oh,
It's awkward for me when you see a young couple... because you don't even go there. It's not even when did you get married? Because 50% chance they didn't. You know what I mean?
Well,
it's kind of weird
Let's
for me.
put it this way:
right?
there aren't many Duggars on the planet.
Yeah. What's okay?
The Duggars, 19 kids and counting.
Oh no.
They got married and they hadn't even held hands. What a wake-up surprise she's going to have.
Oh no,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Hey, I know we're going to get right to you, but you want to give one. You got a little thing that you got to hear.
I got
and
a thing.
I got a file. You brought a file. You know, no files allowed, but we're going to let you do the file.
Thank you. I'm going to do the whole file, beginning to end. You all can just hang
Sit
out
down.
and listen. Actually, I wanted to share this with you. It's by a very prolific writer named Author Unknown.
It's very funny.
It's called Be Mindful. Be mindful of your thoughts, for your thoughts become your words. Be mindful of your words, for your words become your actions. Be mindful of your actions, for your actions become your habits. Be mindful of your habits, for your habits become your character. Be mindful of your character, for your character becomes your destiny.
Nice.
So be mindful.
That's an
things will
aha
come.
moment.
Uh-huh.
All right. Hey, we've got a big show today. I'm going to take a shorty little breaky poo. Dr. D says it's go time. This is Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. We'll be back with a big show after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
Every single Tuesday.
at 9 a.m. right after the news. And where else are we, Dr. Energy?
Well, we are on Twitter, Facebook,
Yes.
YouTube, online at teensportsradio.com, and of course on the radio at 1290 a.m.
Nice.
KZSB.
Do you know when?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you right now.
I'm so excited.
Yes. Tuesdays at 9 a.m. and at 11 p.m. Sundays at 2 p.m. And then at Mondays at 3 a.m. we'll meet you in the kitchen and we'll have a sandwich and listen to the show.
Egg rolls. That's all I got to say is leftover egg rolls. I did that. I have done that. And I don't suggest anybody to ever do that because the leftover egg rolls should just not be leftover. That's right.
But I'll come and bring the Rolaids.
Yeah,
That's
bad. Those are bad. You know what I got to do? I've got to give one little quickie shout out before you introduce your guest to Henny at the Java Station because if it wasn't for this coffee, I don't know if I'd make it today. Thank you, Henny. Woo! Java Station. She's gonna say, "Oh my God, she really is on the radio." All right, who'd you bring?
Are you talking to me?
Yes,
You're
you're
talking
it,
to me?
the Queen.
I feel like that. What's that guy's name? Al Pacino in Taxi Driver. You're talking to me? Well, I'm very happy to have you all meet Mr. Derrick Curtis. Derrick is a physical education specialist and a rec therapist, and he's taught dance in Santa Barbara for more than 22 years as a recreational therapist and a ballroom dance instructor. But prior to this, his experience was that he coached high school football and basketball in Los Angeles, and ran men's high school basketball at Santa Barbara High and Santa Barbara City College. Derrick was the recipient of the Santa Barbara Dance Alliance 12th Annual Lifetime Achievement Award for contribution to dance in Santa Barbara, and he's also created a really fun show called Dare Kids to Dance, a teen reality dance television show on public access. So welcome, Derrick.
Woo! Derrick, nice.
Glad to be here.
Oh, got some big energy over there. I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
Walls are padded.
So welcome, Derrick. Welcome. I'm curious, what first inspired you to not to do dance, but to teach dance?
Well, after completing my final season coaching basketball, it just got to a point where it was just too frustrating because of the student athletes were too upset because of my critique of what they were not doing, and they were saying that, well, I want to be this player, but I would say to them, what I'm seeing and what you're telling me are two different things. It's just not syncing up. And it just got to a point where it was just too frustrating. They were too sensitive, and it just was no fun anymore. And I decided that if I'm going to do something, I want to enjoy doing it. And I love to coach. And it's like, well, I can still coach and teach dance. And so I chose to go that route. And it's just been a high for me for the last 20-something years teaching ballroom dance. And
well, thank you.
Nice.
Thank you for letting us know that. So also, I'm curious, Derrick, you also work with athletes, and I'm curious how you put together dance and dance movements for athletes. How does that improve their game?
Well, everything we do is rhythm. And whether it's whatever skill, whatever activity that they might be participating in, whether it's soccer, whether it's basketball, baseball, it requires some kind of rhythm and movement. And when you can demonstrate some control of your body and just finesse, it just improves your overall athleticism, your overall skill, your overall just bringing out the best in you when you can demonstrate and show that in front of your coaches. Mm-hmm. So I just really work hard on that.
Are there different movements or in dance that will facilitate different sports?
Yes. I was citing an example earlier, Right now, I'm working on softball with my kids, and I teach at an elementary school, and I'm working with my first through third graders on how to field ground balls. And one of the things that we do as part of our movement or exercise is a movement rhythm. So we will stand in group formation and learn how to do simple movements, whether it's moving forward and backward on command or forward and backward on counts, whether it's moving left or moving right, turning left, turning right, but to do that in rhythm. And we also do side steps and chassés and grapevines. And so, it's like, if we're going to pick up ground balls, you've got to move your body over there in front of the ball to pick it up. Well, the best way to do that is do a chassé. And so because the kids know what a chassé is, it's like, just do a chassé. Oh, I can do that. And they do it. And they're right there. And so that's just one example of just using chassés.
Tell us what a sachet
is. A chassé is a side together.
Can you say that 5 times fast?
Chassé, 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 chassé. There's a chassé right there. Doctor, who's that, Doctor?
Jessie Carroll.
Yeah, she's chasséing inside the studio here. But it's just a great thing to see the control that the young.
What is it?
Control?
No, sachet.
Chassé.
That too.
But just moving sideways.
Sideways is
yes.
It's like a graceful sidestepping.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Sidestepping.
We got to get you in the studio.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, Derrick, I'm wondering, after you're teaching dance to these athletes, what's the feedback they give you about how their games have changed or improved?
Well, they don't comment much. They don't, okay. But you can see it.
What do you see?
You can see it because what you see is you see the confidence in the kids when they're moving over there in front of the ball and they're having the success. And so, to see the smiles on their face, that's enough for me.
Derrick, it sounds like you like to challenge people to jump into the dance experience, and I'm wondering how do you motivate these folks to cross that line and give it a go?
Storytelling. You tell a story. I got a great example.
Yeah, you got a story for us?
Yeah, I used to do work with this organization that worked with at-risk teens. And one of the things that I would tell them the stories about tango dancing and how all the young men, before they would go out tango dancing in Buenos Aires, they had to dance with the cousins, the uncles, the grandparents, and so on, because they wanted to make sure you had your skills right before you went dancing with the girls. So the boys would dance with boys, men would dance with men. It was no big thing because they wanted to make sure that you knew what you were doing. And when I presented that to these gangbangers, it was like, okay, it was no problem, but you should have heard the feedback. You're not going to get these kids to dance with each other. I was like, well, let's see. I'm up for that challenge. But again, it's perspective and storytelling.
Hey, I got a question for you. When the groups of kids you work with, how young do you work with? Are they fourth, fifth? You work with a softball team?
I work with toddlers.
Okay, really?
18-month-old up to 12.
Nice.
And then I do adults as well.
Fantastic. So the ballroom dancing for...
Yeah,
it's not 18-month. They could just barely walk, right?
Well,
we're getting them out of the
they're learning. They're learning how to move.
They've got the sachet down.
Oh yeah.
So, just one more question then, right? And you have time for another question? Sure. So, if an athlete wanted to include specific dance moves in their routine, what would you suggest would help them the most?
Latin.
Oh, yeah.
Latin rhythms. Oh, yeah. Salsa, merengue, bachata,
areas
cumbia.
As well.
Yes, all those rhythms, because they're lateral movements. They just allow them to be very quick on their feet. But salsa is the best, and merengue, but salsa, because that's what's happening around town. Lots of places to salsa dance.
So how do we get a hold of you, Derrick?
Well, you can always reach me at Santa Barbara Dance Center. I host a third Saturday of the month at Ballroom Dance every third Saturday, which is coming up the 18th but the next one will be in May. But any third Saturday from 7 to 10, we have ballroom dancing. There's always a free lesson from 7 to 8 o'clock, and then social dancing from 8 to 10. We play all the genres, and whatever you don't know, don't worry, because we're family friendly, and we teach everybody just the basics, just so that you can have success out on the dance floor.
What's your address?
Cannon Perdido. It's on 127 West Cannon Perdido Street, Santa Barbara Dance Center, and come on down and join us.
But put your hands together for Daniel. Derrick, and Daniel, who's right next to you, because he's like, when am I going to get to go? Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
We really appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
One quick question before we go to break. Is Santa Barbara Dance Center, is that a nonprofit?
No, it's a private dance studio.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Will you come back?
I will.
And bring some of your dancers.
Just
awesome.
Come dance with us.
That would be awesome. Okay. Yeah, my kind of dancing is not there. I don't think so. We'll see, though.
You never know.
We'll see. I'll bring Dr. D with me. Dr. D and I will do the shake. Okay. And the iguana and all those great stuff. All right. It's go time. This is Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. We'll be back with more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday,
9 a.m., right after the news. Dr. Energy, can you help us out? Where else are we?
We're also on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. We're online at teensportsradio.com and on the radio at KZSB-AM 1290
and
on your
times.
I'm not finished. On your radio dial. I was on a roll there, Erica. I was doing really well. I was feeling confident, present. Go back to the Philippines.
Love you.
We're on every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and also at 11 p.m. We're on Sundays at 2 p.m. and Mondays at 3 a.m. in the morning.
Dr. Energy, yeah! Knocked it out of the park. Thank you so much. All right, we have Scott Noble here in the house, and he's brought a guest. Who'd you bring?
I brought Amanda Lake. I'm very pleased to introduce her. This is one of the first people I met in town. She's raised 2 boys that are very athletic and both went to local high schools. She also is a director and a developer of several programs in town, has been involved with different education activities over the years. And most recently, the 2 we're going to talk about today is one she's doing through SBCC called Get Focused and Stay Focused. And I'd just like to turn it over to Amanda. And could you tell us a little bit about that program?
Absolutely. First of all, I'd like to say I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me. The Get Focused, Stay Focused program is a nonprofit program run in cooperation with Santa Barbara City College and our local high schools. And really, it's a collaborative effort to ensure that all students complete high school and transition seamlessly into post-secondary education of their choosing. And of course, we're hoping a lot of them will continue on to Santa Barbara City College and then again transfer perhaps to a 4-year university or some other post-secondary option. Mm-hmm. But the whole point of the program is that it provides comprehensive guidance integrated year by year by year. So rather than the token 15 minutes per year with a guidance counselor, this is a whole course that you have to take. It's mandated now for every 9th grader in our county. But that's called the Get Focused part, and the Stay Focused part is the continuation of those courses through 10th, 11th, and 12th grade.
So helping kids find a career path and stay on that path, with enough consistency to actually be able to achieve their goals.
That's the ideal. And I think really important with that is that students aren't obligated to stay with one major in high school or choose a major, graduate with a major. The whole point is learning how to learn, learning how to look and uncover what they're most passionate about and interested in, so that if something doesn't work out because they've lost their interest in it or the market has changed by the time they graduate, they have all the tools they need to research and find out something else that would work for them.
Yeah, I just want to recap that statement. Learning how to learn. I mean, that is a life skill. It doesn't matter what somebody does, what profession or many professions they might get into, hobbies, whatever. If you know how to do that, you're just better off in life.
I couldn't agree more. I think it's critical.
I'd also like to talk about the other program that you're involved with. And, I want to put a little front on this to say that a lot like sports, there's a side of it that's a lot of fun. And then there's another part of it that's pretty serious. And if you don't engage in that serious part, then, your performance come game day is just going to be very different. So the subject that I'm about to introduce here is something that has the potential to really unite a culture. And how many things can you say that about? Or it has the potential to divide a culture. And what I'm talking about is death and the passing, the transition from life to death. It's something that we rarely speak about in our culture. And that's how it kind of unravels us a little bit. And this program that Amanda's working with, Shared Crossing Training Program, is one of the contemporary efforts to bridge that gap and to bring this conversation into our culture and give us a chance so that come game day, whether it's a loved one or a friend who's lost a loved one or ourselves, that we've got some context. And I'd love to hear anything that you've got to say. What's the game plan you're trying to develop for this culture?
Yeah, beautifully spoken, Scott. Well, it's true.
That was really good, Scott.
Yeah, I don't really need to say anything else.
I may never speak again.
Yeah, it's the conversation itself that's sorely lacking because of fear and, our cultural sort of taboo around assuming any mention of death is negative, when in fact it's not negative or positive. It's just a fact. We will all die.
Yeah, it's
and someone
nature.
that we love. It is nature. And someone that we love or an animal that we love will ultimately die. And the sooner we can grapple with that and accept it and see it for what it is, the less fear we'll have as a culture overall, the more confident we'll be in talking about our preferences and our wishes, etc.
Yeah. I mean, you think about a wake or a memorial service, it's actually bringing people together physically. But so often it becomes one of the most awkward and intense and personally challenging experiences, and it can either fuse people or kind of propel them away again. And having some of this context, and I'd love to hear more about some of, you had mentioned earlier to me before the show about essential conversations. And what are some of these just essential topics that make it so we can all kind of connect over these experiences?
Yes. Well, there's sort of two components of our program. Well, there's several, but I'll speak about two. The Shared Crossing Training Program is a 5-week program where people participate in pairs with a loved one or a close friend of any age. And so it's in that program that they explore their personal relationship, what death means to them, and what it means in the context of their immediate family. And they look at their history and did they ever talk about it at the dinner table? Was it ever an issue or a subject with a grandparent or anything like that? So it's just sort of coming to terms with how you've always understood the subject itself. And then the other part, it's called Essential Conversations, and that's a newly developed program that we won a grant for from the Bauer Foundation, which we're really excited about. And that program is really, how do you begin the conversation? How do you initiate a conversation about death and dying, my preferences, my wishes? It's really all about how to create a conscious, connected, and loving end-of-life experience.
Can you give us a couple of examples of just those go-to questions that, can break the ice?
Sure. You might say to your elder grandparent, for instance, Grandpa, I've really been thinking about this a lot lately, and I'd like to find out if you have a picture of how you'd like your life to come to an end. What does that look like for you? Do you want to be at home with loved ones around you, etc.?
You know what I used to do? I used to tell my kids when I got really frustrated with them, to do a little zing. I used to just say, I'm going to just drive my car off the cliff. And that's how I segued right into death.
And that's how they keep therapists like me in business.
Exactly. Well, my mother was worse. I don't want to say what she used to do, but she was born in a bomb shelter in Germany, so she saw more bad things.
Yeah.
But I really, on a serious note, it's so important. I mean, in my practice, I deal with a lot of older people, and even though I do a little gentle nudge, it is so difficult. And I think when you're doing a lot of estate planning, it's kind of like, okay, hey, you need to start bridge, making the conversation, doing a bridge, and the kids want it to come from, because it's almost disrespectful to the kids or the grandkids. They don't want to start the conversation. So it's for the elderly, and I'm just saying, a senior citizen, it's something that workshops for them to be able to help them, because they're not of that generation.
Right.
This
they
next
don't
generation
talk about
is easier.
it.
No, it's all don't ask, don't tell, nothing. Don't worry about it. You'll get it when I die. I mean, that's just, that's what it is. There's no plan. You know what I mean? Everything's like hush.
Well,
there's something called the 5 wishes.
Yes.
Yes. Are you familiar with
I'm
that?
very familiar with the 5 wishes.
Okay, well, maybe after the break we can talk about that.
Oh, sure. Okay, we were told we're going to take a break right now. Thank you, Dr. Energy, for that lead.
You're welcome. Tune in for more about the 5 wishes.
Okay, we're going to check out our sponsors. This is Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Stay tuned for more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday
at 9 a.m. Hey, if you guys just joined us, you're late. I mean, you missed a great show. Okay, but I'm gonna throw the mic over to Scotty, and he's gonna introduce again. We have Amanda Lake in the house. Put your hands together. Amanda, I know you've got a break, but we need to get your contact information because this has been an awesome discussion.
You can reach me or us at the Shared Crossing Training Project, the Shared Crossing Project. In Santa Barbara. We're actually located at the Family Therapy Institute on Arriaga Street. The phone number is 883-8179. And we have a website. It's www.sharedcrossing.com.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And then we talked about the 5 wishes, but I know you've got to go. We could get that information on your site?
Actually, the 5 Wishes isn't specifically on our site.
Right, it's from hospice.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
From hospice.
well, we can get that information from you.
5 wishes?
Sure,
I can. The
Gotcha.
5 Wishes documents are available easily in town, and if you give us a call, we'll help you track that down. The 5 Wishes documents help you articulate in detail how you'd like the medical intervention at the end of life. How do you like your end of life care to unfold? And that's sort of a step after what we do. We deal more with the emotional aspect of envisioning how you'd like your end of life to be. So we don't do that medical piece. The 5 Wishes is a document for the medical industry.
Got you.
And to bring this into more of a teen mindset here, it's having a game plan. And also, there's an element, I think, especially when people are young, of taking things for granted. Tomorrow will come. That if we can just put this into a little bit of perspective and realize that is not a given, one, taking things for granted is just kind of an ugly thing to do. And two, it actually sets you up to pay more attention, be mindful, as we talked about earlier, and have gratitude in your day-to-day. It improves the quality of your life if we can just say, hey, we get now. Let's show up and do it. Let's have a game plan for the future and see where it goes, being the best we can be.
Thank you, Scott. Hey, Amanda Lake, put your hands together. Thank you so much for being here.
The Westmont Warriors in the Fab Four of the 78th Annual Buffalo Funds NAIA Division I Men's Basketball National Championship, trying to get into the national championship game for the first time in school history. Warriors need a bucket. Wow, knocks down the shot with 7 seconds to go. And the Warriors have stunned number 1. The Westmont Warriors will dance the final dance.
Welcome, Daniel Carlin in the house.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, you were in that game.
Yep,
Yeah,
yeah.
you were there. You saw that shot.
Yeah, I was there.
You were so excited you needed to rest the next game. Is that what happened?
Yeah, no, not quite. I wish that was the case. No, unfortunately, I got severely ill probably about 4 hours after that game, and was pretty much out of it for the next 48 hours, kind of in and out of urgent care in the ER, and got to the championship game, got about 3 minutes in, and that was all I could get.
So that was just all adrenaline then. That was just every ounce that you literally, as they say, gave it all you had. Yeah?
Yeah,
What
I did.
an accomplishment. The furthest in school history. Put your hands together.
Thank you.
Where are you originally from? Because I'm trying to like narrow down the continent.
Yeah, I'm
It's
from
not America.
No, it's not.
Oh, I got that right.
I'm from Adelaide, Australia.
Australia.
Yeah.
Adelaide.
Yeah.
That's it.
Old Adelaide.
Nice. Fantastic. So were you all 4 years at Westmont?
No, I started off at a junior college in Wyoming called Casper College, and then after my freshman year, transferred to Wyoming. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, did you have a growth spurt like when you were in Wyoming? Because, they don't have that GMO there. You know what I'm saying? So I was just getting all the nutrients that you needed, and then you grew, and then they found you. Is that how it happened? No.
No. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I've been
That's funny.
pretty big my whole life, so yeah.
Were you a big baby?
Yeah.
A big baby.
Yeah, no, I was. I think I was about 10'9" or something like that.
Mother.
Yeah.
I didn't know Australians were so tall. I mean, that doesn't seem like, you used to get the average size in Australia. I don't see because you're like 6'7". How big are you?
6'9".
6'9". I'm sorry.
That's
Don't
okay.
yell at me.
That's okay.
I'm sensitive. No, you had to, when somebody's got to duck, right, to get into the door jam, like, whoa, this big mutter. I mean, oh my God.
I've always been curious. If you are as tall as you are, which you are,
Yes.
that's not actually what I mean. Does it sort of limit you or direct you toward the sport where height counts? Did you go there because you were tall, or did you go there because you loved the sport?
I think ultimately I went there because I loved it. When I first started playing, I was 7. I played a lot of different sports, and I was really bad at all of them. I was super uncoordinated, didn't grow to my body for a long time, but there was something about basketball that just kind of, I don't know, just grabbed my attention. and stuff.
I would see if you were my son, I'd be putting you on the mound. You know what I'm saying? You'd be a pitcher. You don't even have to. You could just stand there.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. Because you're just amazing. I mean, there's not a lot of 6'9" people who's making me stutter.
Yeah.
That you see walking up and down the street
with a New York accent.
That makes you see. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Because the next guy on that team is about 6'3", 4.
I think we got a couple of guys that are probably 6. We got one other big guy who's about 6'7", and we another couple of 6'5" guys.
Oh, okay.
But our team on average is a lot smaller. We got a lot of guys around 6 foot on the team.
So you're not playing. We're in the final game.
Yeah.
What can a coach say to inspire a team that doesn't have a center? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But I know it's a Christian school, but you would need Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. I'm just saying. you need all of them. Okay.
Yeah. No. I know he said something to him. I don't really remember. I remember I was in the training room with the guys, and coach was talking to him, but I was so out of it. I was just kind of like just nodding along, trying to go along with it, and focusing on just like not throwing up on everyone. So,
So it was a viral then? You just basically had a stomach flu or what?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the doctors at the ER kind of trying to explain what it was to me when they did the blood work, but at that point I was so far gone. It was all just kind of words to me.
Oh, nice.
Well, we're glad you're feeling better.
Thank you. Yeah.
And we're very glad you're not going to throw up.
Yeah. Thank you.
I think we all got some chills when we heard that clip leading up to this segment. And but I'm wondering, like, mid-season, end of the season, were there other highlights that just like really quintessential moments that you can recall that just really made the season?
Yeah. It's hard to say specific moments, but at the start of the year, it was we thought it was about to be a rebuilding year. We had a lot of freshmen, a lot of new guys come on the team, so we really didn't know what was going to happen. At one point in the year, we were just above 500 at 7-6, and we thought like we might be battling just to stay above 50% for the season. And then kind of around conference play, it just took off, and it was just kind of gradual process of building and building and building, and there were little ups and downs, and we just kind of stuck with it. And I mean, they were definitely great games here and there, but it was just a process that we had to stick through the whole time.
What do you think turned it around? Was there an attitude shift or something click?
I think it was about guys just kind of finding themselves and their role on the team. Anytime you have so many new guys together, I think it just takes a little while for the pieces to click. And so once that happened, guys kind of knew what their role was going to be, who was doing what, learned the system a little bit more. It just kind of came naturally. And, once you hit that point, it's easy to grow.
What's it like being up against, in the same house, you have a women's national championship team? I mean, did that kind of help?
Yeah.
It's just kind of like bragging rights, right?
Yeah, it was. We
Did you see their ring? Did you see the girls' rings?
Yeah,
amazing.
I've asked some of them to put it on a couple of times just to see what it felt like. But no, we kind of had just a running joke with the guys' team that the girls' tournament was on the exact same time, and we're just like they seem to always play before us, so they would win. Like, guys, all right, like we got to win. Like, we can't go out before them. Like, they're already one up on us. So yeah, it was.
Girls are the worst when it comes to bragging. We're better at it than you guys.
No,
it's true. It's true. We are the best braggers. It's so true. Hey, we've got Daniel Carlin in the house, so we've got another section. So let's take a short little break. This is Erica Salter, the Queen of Teen. We'll be back with more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salter, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday
at 9 a.m. You just joined us, you really, really, really late, okay? Don't be so late. Hey, we've got an amazing guest in the house, 6'7". Right! Stop yelling at me. I wanted him to be 6'7" because that's what I thought it was, and I like numbers. He'll be 6'7" to me for the rest of my life. Okay, Daniel Carlin in the house. Put your hands together. Center for Westmont. He got him to the. It's a team sport, of course, but the center kind of a lot has to do with the winning-lose record, in my opinion. I'm sorry, especially when you're 6'10". Okay, 6'9".
Yeah.
6'9".
I'll take 6'10". You can give me 6'10".
Okay, there you go. I know Dr. Jessie's got a question.
Yeah, I'm interested in what your plans are after your Westmont career finishes up. Why? What do you mean, why? I always want to know what people are going to do after
just
college.
asking.
What are you doing for the rest of your life?
For the rest of my life.
That's going to be a lot longer than his college career.
Well, I'm actually getting married. Pretty much.
I happen to be a wedding officiant, and
She
I
on
don't
the girls'
mind going
basketball
to the
team?
wedding.
Okay, she was previously.
She was on the girls' basketball team. That's it. That's gene pool, baby.
Yeah, that's what we joke around saying we're getting ready to breed some NBA players.
That's it.
No, but then after that, I'm looking to go back home and play in the professional league down there. So just kind of working some stuff out now. Signed with an agent this last week, so he's trying to put some stuff in place, and it's just kind of a process of figuring all that out right now.
Oh, exciting.
It's
Nice. Very,
exciting
very,
for
very
you.
nice.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's do some shout outs here, because I love when players talk about, certain other players. I mean, who's your boy right now? Okay, you're making your starting five. I'm sure it's not necessarily, maybe it is the same guys that are out there. So you're on your championship team. You're playing in Australia. Okay, who would you want to take from the Westmont basketball team? Ooh, you can say the whole team.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
you can say the whole team.
Yeah.
Winky.
No, I'd love to bring all the guys.
Okay.
Definitely, Nate Marsing, he was another senior guard, senior captain. He's also going to be my best man at my wedding, so definitely going to bring him. Samuel Benz, a sophomore.
Sophomore.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's also on my wedding. Got to bring him along. Jared Wilson, who unfortunately was injured for a lot of this year, another senior. I'd bring him along just so he could have another season down there. But all the guys, I mean, everyone on the team, they play their heart out, and there's something special about Westmont basketball, just the relationships we build. So if I could, I would bring all of them.
Nice. Okay, coaching. Do you have any particular? You have a favorite coach? I always, when the kids are on here, I say, "Who's your favorite teacher?" Okay, so like, do you have a special deep relation? I mean, because you have a connection.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think
college
definitely. I mean, the great thing about our coaches is they all kind of dig in relationally. So Coach Moore, he's been great for me. Coach Azen, he's kind of like the big guy coach. So me and him worked out a lot. Coach Knapp, who's one of our other assistants, he's been great and just kind of just digging in with me, kind of just as a person and kind of mentoring me. That's been great. Coach Goodrow, he just does a bunch of great stuff. Just cares so much about all the guys. It's just been an unbelievable coaching staff.
So, would you say to somebody gearing up to decide where to want to go to school, big school, small school? I guess it depends upon the kind of person or player. I mean, when you showed up to Westmont, I'm a Westmont alum, and I went to UCSB, almost got run over on the bicycle path, and I thought that was a sign. And then when I went to Westmont, it was, to me, it was such an aha. I mean, it was just no question. Then I'm just like, oh God, how is my parents going to afford this? But they have the money there, so if they're not going to dismantle the dream. If you really want to go to Westmont, it just happens. I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah,
would you agree?
Yeah, it does. I mean, Westmont, it's a real special school. I was lucky to kind of hear about it, and then to be recruited there and be able to play there. There's just something about the community aspect, from the basketball team to the classroom. I got professors, staff, just whoever always coming up to me trying to talk to me. I mean, the campus, if you've ever been up there, it's just up on the hills in Montecito. It's beautiful, and so I've been really lucky to go there. And if you ever have the opportunity to go there, I would highly recommend it. It's a great institution.
Awesome. Do you have a question?
Well, I've got a silly question. Is basketball down under any different than?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
that's a good question.
Yeah,
the coaching staff.
Yeah, it definitely is a little bit. I think for the most part, it's a global game, but there have been a couple little rules that I've had to pick up on over the years that they're different back home. One of them is back home when as soon as the ball hits the ring, you're allowed to just kind of like smack it off. But here that's goaltending, so I've been shouted at a lot of times by teammates and coaches because an opposition player will go up, shoot the ball, bounce off the ring. I go up and just try to smack it off because I'm trying not to let him score. And the ref goes 2 points, and all my teams looking at me with like fire in their eyes. I was like, what did I do? And
I know since 7 years old, you learned it one way. It's a muscle memory.
I gotta ask you, do you have to leave the ground to do that? Or
yes, I do. Yeah, the ring's 10 foot, so I got to jump a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. It's a little hop. Yeah. Definitely. Oh my God, this is fantastic. When's your wedding?
July 3rd.
Oh, this year?
Yes.
Wow. And can you shout out who your lovely bride's going to be?
Yes, Alicia Haglund.
I would do that if I were you.
Yes, yeah, definitely. Yeah, she might be mad at me if I don't.
That's an alley-oop, actually.
Yes, no, I do. I love her very much, and looking forward to doing the rest of my life with her.
Nice. All right. Hey, I got to thank all my co-hosts today. We had Dr. Jessie Carroll. We had Dr. Scott Noble. We had Dr. Energy, and of course we had my buddy, my friend, Dr. D, who does it all for nothing. He does everything. I don't know what to say.
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. A big thank you. That's it. Any more parting words, Westmont?
No, just thanks again for having me. It's been good to be here.
Okay, you gonna hit like on Facebook?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
This is Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. We've got to go. Hey, this is the best city in the whole world. If you see one of our boxes for the Old Town Goleta Roundup, please thank those business owners because it's all going back to our kids. God bless Santa Barbara. See you next week.
Please tune in and join us next Tuesday at KZSB AM 1290 at 9:06 a.m. when we will go behind the scenes with the local students, athletes, coaches, parents, volunteers, and all other teen sports supporters. This is all brought to you by ePro Insurance Agency, leader in gift planning and wealth preservation since 1983. So please follow along and support our student athletes by reading the Santa Barbara News Press, and then join me, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen, Dr. Dugan, my co-host, friends, teens, every week on the Santa Barbara News Press radio station.
You're the best around.